Mitikai Ayasen. So, starting off with a little Superman homage. Is that me? Yeah, at times. We all get to be super at times. I want to take a break from the political noise that I so often respond to and the political noise that you so often hear on these videos. Let me just take a moment to celebrate my wife. Gosia still, actually Małgorzata still. Małgorzata. My Polish pronunciation is bad. I'm used to calling her Gosia. We fight, we argue. I suppose everyone does. And even though I often feel like we fight more than most, that's probably not true. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Nobody does. I tell that to my clients. I tell that to myself. I tell it to my wife. We do not know what goes on behind closed doors. And often when those doors are open, we find out that the people whose lives we admire and hold up in esteem and put on a pedestal, often they don't deserve it. Often there's much more dissent and chaos than they would have us know. My wife and I are so very much dissimilar. And yet, we got together because we saw sparks of creativity and sparks of life, sparks of zest, joy for life, and the way that we negotiate life, the way that we react and interact with other people and circumstances and events. I knew from the start that the woman who would become my wife was a woman filled with joy and excitement. Somebody who carried her own mystery, but also wanted so much to unlock the mysteries of life. She filled me with inspiration. She filled me with a gratitude for being alive. And as the years went on, our courtship followed by our marriage, as the years went on, we found out about this similarity. I mentioned it before a few videos ago about we actually send our representatives out for that first date and for the courtship. And as we become familiar with each other, we tell the representative it's time to I don't know, take a hike or take a rest while the true self comes out, and we allow that other person, that person that we're so madly in love with, to actually see that person, experience that person. And so as we experienced each other, we were not happy with it. But I'll tell you what, Gosia brings me a rock solid tether to this earth, to this life. She is absolutely the practical person of the two of us. She is absolutely steadfast. And she still has that joy. She still has that grace. And it fulfills me. It adds to the fiber of my being. I've had other relationships. She's had none. I am the one and only. And I sometimes think about those other relationships and I make comparisons, which are unfair, but also, I think, inevitable, because I've lived those comparisons. So there are things in a few of those other relationships that I wish I had with Gosia. But I got to tell you, when it comes right down to it, I'm glad I don't have those things. I'm glad that what I had with those other relationships with those other women, that belongs with them. And what I have with Gosia belongs with her, belongs with us, with the two of us. I cannot imagine, as I said, a happy life without her. I cannot imagine a fulfilled life without her. That I would find purpose? Sure. But happiness and fulfillment? No. She is an essential part of my being. It used to be I told her that I want her, and that's more important than needing her. Now it's both. I need her to see her every day, to feel her, to smell her, to know that she is there. She remains my rock. She remains that tether. She remains often the better part of me. I like to believe that often I am the better part of her. When I say better part, the better part of our relationship, okay? We complement each other. We butt heads often, and we have to stop doing that. But I love her madly. I need her. She is sublime. She is a gift from God. She is an angel sent from heaven. And I am thankful. Even when I argue, I am thankful every second for her. Thank you, my love. 4 fingers.